Good morning, everybody. We are going live, and we are going to just set up our Facebook, which is going to upload for all the beautiful moms joining us in the comments. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, we are sorry. Going live. Yeah, this happens. My Facebook starts echoing. Um, Good morning, everybody. 65 moms. Isn't it getting closer?
Yeah.
You can see I'm getting so excited. I was thinking yesterday, on Monday evening, I will finish 70 moms. There are five more moms coming just between today and Monday. And I was just like 70 people, 70 moms have been spoken to and introduced to the world already. And many moms in the background have been spoken to. So this movement has started to pick up the pulse, everything that it needs to move forward. So thank you so much for all the support and love that I've been getting. And we yet again have another beautiful mom who I had a long conversation and heart to heart conversation just I think 2 days back, and she and I, like, what I was speaking was absolutely resonating with her at every level, and we had a beautiful conversation, and I'm so honored that she's here because she's just beautiful. Pattie, welcome to the book and welcome to this interview. Please go ahead and introduce yourself because moms who live their story tells their story the best. So go ahead and tell who Pattie is still here as a story, and then we'll talk about you as a mom, and then we'll go ahead and talk about many things. I know.
Yes, I know. Okay, so thank you for inviting me into this incredible project. Of all the moms in the world, I get to be one of the 100 in this special project and spread the word, and feel the feel and help other women to step up. So thank you for that. And who am I? I think it's easy to say just a mom, just who I am. And yet I know for all of us, and I believe in that for everybody else, that that's really not it. There's no just in any of us. It's really a wow for myself. And I've lived a lot of years. And how did I get here? How did this many years go by as I let dreams go by and lived some amazing things and had my fair share of hurts, and here I am. So when I think of who am I'm still discovering, and I'm starting to feel like I am worthy of the life that I've lived, and it's good.
Yeah, so let's tell people about, I think let's start from something on the surface. Like, what has Pattie done from, what has she studied? What does she work as? What's her profession? Let's start from
Sure.
there because I know when you say, who are you? Please introduce. Many of us have various ways of introducing. Many of us can very easily say, this is our profession, this is what we do, this is what we are. And many of us still keep struggling because we keep thinking deeper who we are. So let's go ahead on the technical part first.
Okay. All right, on the details. So yes, I'm Pattie. I grew up in Pennsylvania in the US, and I had a great growing up experience, wonderful parents, went to college, was always interested in meeting people from different countries. I had pen pals before I even knew how to write. My mom had to write my letters for me. And so I was a language major in college, and then proceeded to work into a career. I became a librarian, and also then got a master's in international business, tying in all those other bits of my international interests. And I got married pretty late in my life. I was pretty happily exploring things, traveling around with my job and not wanting to stop that because, hey, every day was a little tiny bit of an adventure and life was pretty good. So that's what I did. And then I had two kids, each with a different father, and both marriages were not super successful. They were definitely not successful. And over the years, I did different careers and different work, and it's still evolving. I've become very passionate about this whole movement of positive psychology and positivity, and that has that has in some ways really marked the last 5 or 6 years of my life.
Yes, and I just want to apologize for all my sneezing because that's going to keep happening. And all that also doesn't stop me from taking interviews because I still go ahead. But do you want to just throw more light? Because I love the fact that you said you're a possibility coach. What is like? Of course, we know what possibility is, but how did you come up with that word of possibility? And before that, I want to welcome Melanie in the comments. We love you, Melanie. You're here. Thank you for always supporting us. So,
Nice. Thank you. So I have always been an optimist, and seeing the life of possibilities means when something is unfolding and you get to discover it. So one of the taglines of the work that I do is making possibilities real. So how do we do that? If we don't dream a possibility, we can't ever make it real. But
right,
I think a lot of people don't live in that space of possibility because that seems too big or it seems too impossible.
right,
And a possibility is anything that you can imagine.
right,
And I just love the opportunity that that brings to people when they dream, and put some belief behind that. So that's just so uplifting to me, and I want to help to nurture that and have that really flourish in people's lives. So
right.
it's life.
But it's beautiful. It's beautiful because, um, like we have a forgiveness coach here. Even that was very beautiful. So teaching
Mm,
people how to forgive, you know, and forgive themselves, um, forgive everybody around them. And then I heard the possibility coach, and what I'm realizing is that many people are rising and giving many tools to many people who need it, and all
mm,
these tools together is needed to sometimes like get uplifted. So I'm very glad that you also, because when I hear the word possibility coach, it's like, yeah, I can maybe take help because I do not believe in possibilities. We do not believe the belief is not there. And that maybe Patty can do it. So I'm glad that you write that as a positive, a
mm.
possibility coach. It's beautiful. And let's talk about your mosaic thing as well. What's that all about?
Sure. So I think because I live in that space of possibility,
Yeah,
and I have my background in um, global connection. I've always been one of those people who wanted to connect people, like I said. So the mosaic effect was born out of those little pieces of myself that
right,
made sense, that I'm a whole bunch of beauty and some imperfections and some failures. And each one of those pieces that makes up me is really like a mosaic in a picture, in a setting. And I can't make a beautiful picture unless I have some variety and some different colors. So I then, in my business of the mosaic effect, also help people to own the pieces of themselves that may not be their most beautiful to their thinking, and to continue to create and discover who they are, whether there's a missing piece or something that they're not pleased with, so they
right,
can really embrace and be enthralled with themselves and create those possibilities and connect them with others.
right. Beautiful. I like that you said that the pieces that they don't think that it's beautiful, because anything that doesn't fit or anything that's a misfit, we think is not beautiful. And
Mm-hmm.
we start operating because sometimes we feel so lonely that we just think that this part is not beautiful, and then that piece is not me and that piece is not needed. And sometimes we are wrong about it. And so when you're saying that some part of them that is not beautiful, are you saying that the thing like those things are perfect already, or are you talking about the stuff that we're struggling with and we're putting that forward, even in
Absolutely.
ways like
Yeah. I
as it
mean,
is?
Yeah, I do believe that we are perfect, and our lives unfold in that perfect way, even if it isn't what we see. So when I was 20 and I thought my life was going to look like this, and that was perfect, well, that didn't really happen. But it doesn't mean that what did happen isn't isn't a beautiful, perfect unfolding. And I guess that's what I really mean by that, is that
Right.
life is that combination of all of it, and it's beautiful because it is.
Right. So no, it's just making me think what you're saying, Patty, and I am thinking that I'm just trying to understand because I learned so much from these interviews as well, and so uh, with the mosaic, you're trying to say to own up even your failures, even your bad situations, and when you create that picture, you basically own up to all these things. These are all yours, and then own it up in its reality, in its totality. That's what it is. That's what
Yeah,
I'm trying to say here.
that's how I see it. And it is your power. Your power is all of you. And
Right.
maybe some of those pieces are hard to embrace. I have some of those, of course.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I know that if this didn't happen to me, or this or this or this, I wouldn't be able to maybe even reach out to somebody else and tell a story that makes somebody feel better, or have grown into this part of myself that then brings this in. We all know that's how it works. And sometimes we want to hide. I have, because I haven't liked those chapters. The fact that I've been married and divorced 2 times. It's not something like, yay, that is an amazing thing. And
Yeah.
yet it's my life, it's part of my life. And
Right.
each one of those chapters has brought something very good in that review,
Yeah.
and for everyone.
So
The
interesting.
same.
It's so interesting. Uh, yeah. It's making me think. Sorry, I'm going in a thinking mode right now. And of course, your cold and your cough makes you try to think even more. But um, uh, so with possibility and positivity, right? Together, that approach sometimes it's too much for people to like think that
Mm,
be positive about what's happened and there's a possibility of better. Like sometimes it gets too much for people, right? How do you think you deal with that yes, Patty's talking about a possibility which is a better possibility. Of course, when you talk about possibility, we're talking about good possibilities, right? When you're trying to
mm.
and when this positivity, um we're trying to say that whatever happened in that piece, be positive about it, take the positive out and move, right? And it's just to have an interesting conversation to take people into this conversation because I loved my conversation with you last time. There's something called toxic positivity
Mm-hmm.
these days. Everybody, but even Kara talks, one of our moms talked about it. So do you think that is there something like that, a toxic positivity? That's
Oh,
what.
I believe that there is something like that. And I believe that positivity isn't like anything else. It's not a scripted formula
Right,
for this, and this makes this come out like this.
right,
And when we follow so many things, they can lead us in the wrong direction.
right,
But I do believe that the way our minds work and the science behind the mind, it is very true that a positively wired mind draws more positivity to it. And we are inherently, as human beings, more leaning into the negative for safety purposes and the way our old brains work. So, in the positive space that we are in conversation around today, it doesn't mean that I should always be positive, or if I don't feel positive, there's something wrong with me. And I think that's where the toxic positivity gets to be a problem. But what if there was an idea that in any given day, no matter the stress, no matter the strain or something terrible that has happened,
right.
you could find one next better emotion, one next better feeling to help you get through, to
Yeah.
move the needle a tiny bit that helps you feel better, that protects you and your health, or a moment in time that brings you joy amidst the pain. I guess that's where I like to take people is, if you could look this square in the eye and find something good, even right now, could
Right.
could we go out and do that together? You know, could we take a walk and breathe some fresh air? Could we, feel our skin and realize how alive we are? Or
Right.
there's so many things that can
Yeah.
help ground somebody in,
Yeah.
it's going to be okay and I can see a better moment.
So what I understand is like what I'm understanding is that the toxic positivity is something that uh it's a make believe. Like we're trying to believe that everything is positive. So even if
Yeah.
we're not coming in terms with the fact that, oh, things are not working, or like if I have cold today and I just keep saying no 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 no, it's not cold and nothing like that, like I'm all okay. Yes, I have cold, so I accept it. But the positive step would be, doesn't matter, maybe a conversation with Patty will make me feel better. Yeah. So that's what
Yeah.
we're saying, that rather than saying that I don't have it, I'm not going through this, and trying to have a notion that no, everything is beautiful, see, this is beautiful,
Yeah. No,
that's beautiful, that's toxic positivity, because we're believing
absolutely.
something
Yeah.
which is not true, versus the fact that yes, we are totally down, and let's look for something that can uplift us. So I think that's what we're understanding with the difference
Yeah.
between toxic positivity and believing in possibilities and positivity.
Yeah. And
Beautiful.
it's not this airy fairy place where everything is in this rosy glow all the time, or it should be, or we have to see it that way.
Right.
But it is in that frame of the mind that that more positive thought about something that then breeds more positive thoughts and then helps
Right.
you to grow is something
Right.
to see as possible as we keep talking in this circle.
It's
And
beautiful what you're saying, Patty. I totally, totally love it. And um, because like so much roller coasters. Yesterday's interviews as well. If you just go back and see, two very interesting coaches have come in, and I'm still soaking in that. Half of my zonked look today is also because I'm trying to soak in so much being sent to me through these interviews by you all, beautiful stuff, because all beautiful moms that it's making me think a lot. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Like yesterday there was a very beautiful thing, and she says, oh, I was a PhD in being a people pleaser. I like the way she said that, when she started. She's like, I have a PhD, we all have a PhD in being a people pleaser. And then she used the word chameleon, that we become like a chameleon, and we keep changing colors according to whichever situation we find for other people. And that stuck with me. I'm like, wow, that's amazing that you just said that, because then how much I love visuals, and how much I'm in love with photography, and I'm a visual person. And then I heard that, it's been ringing in my head, because I'm like, yeah, exactly. That's the word of the people pleaser PhD that you're talking about, that a lot of us get stuck into trying to adjust, uh, and that's where the toxic positivity also takes us, right? It takes us there,
absolutely.
because we are trying to say, hey, nothing is wrong, and we're just trying to please people, and we're trying to say to ourselves, we're creating a positive environment, see, everything is so nice. But what we actually are doing is we are changing colors with the to merge with people, to be a fit somewhere. What do you have to say about that? What do you think, like when you hear the word chameleon, what do you think? uh, I found it beautiful as an image, when I'm talking about pleasing people or adjusting to this toxic positivity. Like, what do you think of that?
I think it's something that moms do a lot
Yeah.
because we have so much to hide and we have so many responsibilities and we have so many roles to play that being a chameleon becomes, I think, something that we get very good at. I have to be this for this group, and I have to be this for my daughter in this moment, and this for my son in this moment. And at the end of the day, who am I is just sort of trash. That's not quite what I mean, but it becomes at the bottom. It's the bottom of the heap. And so a chameleon like behavior helps somebody to survive, a woman, especially a mom, because that's sort of what's called on us: a million roles, a million responsibilities, million tomorrows that don't look anything like yesterday, and we got to rise up.
Right, right. It's amazing that you said that because I mean, when I heard that, I was like, yeah, that hits the point so clearly because yes, a lot of times as moms, we have a PhD. Like we can actually keep going talking about how to please everybody, whether our children. And that brings me to the point that you were talking and you and me were talking about in our conversation that the mother gets forgotten. The mother
Mm.
gets forgotten in this whole, thing that's happening. And like it all becomes about children for others and for the mother. It all becomes about children. And that's where the whole loss happens, right? Of what does she want, what makes her happy. And yesterday also I had the whole day, with my family talking about self-love. What is it? Why do when we say somebody loves themselves, basically consider this as selfishness or mark that as if you say somebody, oh, you love yourself so much, usually people get very offended. They're like, oh, she's trying to say that I I'm selfish. But usually I'm not because I see that self-love is considered also as, again, not a great thing if you achieve it. And like so like we'll talk like when you say that the mother is forgotten, what did you mean by that? Like when you spoke about that the mother is forgotten, and that also is a very interesting point in our conversation.
I think, I mean, this is only my view as an American mom.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, Indian
Life
moms everywhere.
turns,
Before you
yeah.
start, this is what this movement has taught us. Moms everywhere. I started, oh, it's an Indian mom, and as an Indian mom, it happens. But we've realized it. It's everywhere. Everywhere, moms are forgotten, for sure.
I wish it wasn't the case. I wish in this place moms weren't forgotten and we could all go and learn from there.
Right.
Um, but what I mean in being forgotten is life churns, and the mother is the person who is expected to churn that life for everyone else. And
Right.
therefore, since she is churning and doing for everyone else, she is lost. On Mother's Day, oh wow, we love our moms. Let's take our moms out to lunch, or let's give her a fancy card or some flowers or candy or whatever. But it it in some ways falls flat from what I think moms need in the unexpected moments of a tired day or a miserable thing that happened. And that's when we want to be seen and recognized, and we need a little bit of love. And when we have self-love, then I think we start to change that conversation for others around us, because self-love is that calling in and grounding of of what's possible then for other people to see in us. And if we
Right.
don't see that in us, then the people around us are very happy to just churn their lives, and we give into it.
Yeah. And the whole guilt that comes up, that takes us away from self-love as well.
Mm,
And when we were talking about the mother pulse, and we were talking about how like it's a very real pulse, and then when we start moving away from it, we feel the guilt, right? We
mhm.
uh, but that's where I want to start putting light, that just because we are the mother pulse and we are so getting away from it, like I don't know if it's the right statement to make. We should feel guilty if you're away from the mother pulse. But the mother pulse itself does not mean that you just like are total giver, flat on the ground, just
Right.
giving, 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 giving. Because it's a very powerful pulse, right? It knows how to take care of itself. It knows the responsibility of taking care of self, because that pulse has the responsibility of throwing all the positivity in the world and sending children out with all the training and everything. So it knows that you need to take care of. You don't have to tell that mother when, and I was telling yesterday that when I close my eyes now and if I'm in a situation and I'm like, if you were closer to the mother pulse, what will you do? Oh, did you go away? I had closed my eyes and I opened and then Patty was vanished. Uh,
Screaming is loud.
that's okay. So,
I
so just to complete that like I do you think like I've not gone there, I've not reached there. That this mother pulse that I'm trying to figure out, I've not reached there. But I when I see it and I see if you're away from it, the guilt that's there, it's because we're away from it. But we are when aligned to it, there is more power, and the mother only becomes more powerful. Does it make sense? What am I saying about? Like, does it make sense yet?
it definitely makes sense to me, and I think that 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 pulse that defines us as moms, and when we recognize that, we definitely feel more powerful. And it isn't necessarily that the pulse is there because we have a child, but the pulse is there because we are moms.
Yeah.
And it's it's a different kind of thing. I was walking yesterday and imagining every single human being has a mother.
Yeah.
That alone is not a striking thought, except when you really think about the power of that pulse. It exists in every single human being because it is us or it comes through us. And that's when we say, okay, let's get to recognizing this and let's get to honoring this, because
Yes.
we are
You got that. You
the
got that.
carriers of something so deep and so soulful and so important for life, humans.
Yes, and I'm glad that you said that because that's what I'm again and again going back to, that there is a string that's attaching. When we talk, a lot of times we don't reach there spiritually, technically, and we say we all are one. We can't reach there because our logic brain says, how are we one? Like, how are we one? Like, we are so different. How are we one? And even if we try to say it because all the world has researched and spirituality has told us we are one, but when I think about the pulse and when you say it exists in everything, then we know that that pulse within us is that one thing that's common. That's the string. Like that's the string that's attaching all of us, right? That mother thing. And not only to us, even to animals, even to plants, because everything has a mother. Like
Mm.
so then I feel that we are connected. Because like I'm trying to put it out of somebody who was never talking and who thought that this is still a woo woo stuff, life before death, all that stuff. I'm not there. And then, as you said, the feminine divine, you know about it, but you're not there to actually embody it, to actually feel it. But when we talk about this pulse, um, like the string, you mentioned that the little boy at 3 also knew about it. They were just speaking in a different thing, that the deer doesn't have a mom, right?
Mhm.
Even
Yeah.
the deer, like to just today in the morning, I called my sister and I said, I'll show you what I'm talking about. And I just woke up and there was on Facebook, something pops up. And then there was a snake who had a baby rat in its mouth. And there was this another rat who was trying to pull the mom rat is trying to peck the snake's, tail and pecking, like he's just going on dying everything that the and then of course snake got enough of it and snake started running, like started slithering going inside the thing. And if running is not the thing, but yeah, the snake tried to escape, and the baby was like left there, right? The baby was not eaten or swallowed or whatever, the baby was still left there. And this mom is doing all her like thing to shoo that snake away. She went in the jungle while the baby was still on the road, and then is shooing it away. And he makes sure that the baby, like the snake is very far, doesn't come back for it. And then she comes back for her baby, and the baby and the mom are hopping together and going away. Versus if she was not a mom, if that baby rat was not a mom, she would have been eaten by the just the fear, she would have given up immediately. She
Absolutely.
would have immediately
Absolutely.
given up and said, "Fine, I'm your food today," right?
Mhm.
Immediately, because like the big, it's not too big. That big rat is also the food for that snake, right? But because she's a mom, but because she is doing that, she fought for her child, even risking herself, or more than that, you know, overcoming the fear that, oh my God, I'll have to fight the snake. There is no question.
Mm,
When it comes to your kid, there is no question the mother will even doubt. But that same mother, when she was not a mother, will not do that. And that's what had happened in the morning. And I woke up and I called my sister and I said, "Can I tell you what I'm talking about?" And she looked at it, she's like, that's such a very small rat shooed away a snake. And the snake is like all scared and gone, right? So this makes me feel very inquisitive about the whole mother pulse, which is
mm,
not a weak thing. It's not, if you align yourself to that pulse, you will get every tool, everything to overcome the fears, to overcome any situation, to keep your children safe, and to create a better world, because that's needed. It's when we are away and moving here, all the fears have taken us, all the bandages that I've been talking about in my interview,
mm,
and all the children are moving away because we are not aligned to the pulse. And the fear is so strong that everything is in our head. And that's how we're creating the world. And that's how a lot of stuff is coming. So I'm just trying to, I'm not there. I don't know where this project is taking me. But I'm saying that what a mother has as a power, she will not need any counseling, any psychologist, anything, if she was aligned, and she wouldn't be confused. And we are not giving any tools for the mothers to align her back into that mother pulse that I'm talking about. So this, like this thing in the morning, I was like, wow, just cross the fear to do everything. And we do it as moms. We wouldn't do,
absolutely.
we didn't do half of the things or stand up and do things. The story I told you of somebody leaving because she had 5 kids from Vietnam on a boat going, to
Mm,
US because the war is happening and she's lost her husband in the war. She takes 5 kids, she goes to the US, becomes a butcher. She doesn't want to be, but she becomes a butcher to earn living. Then she starts learning and she starts English, and then she becomes an EA, and then she rises up to just raise 5 of her children. But would have taken that boat to the US if she had five? No, she would have figured it out in her own country and she would have been better off there. So
mm.
that's
I
what I'm
really hear
talking
you.
about. And if we can align ourselves to that, and that's what this book is bringing us, that pulse, if it's not going to be weak anymore and if it's recognized, it'll get its power on its own to fight the snake, which is our fears, which is all our stuff that pulls us down. But we are very away from it. And that being away is so sorry, what do you have to say about that? This happened in the morning to me with that visual of the snake, and I was like, wow.
It's a fantastic story. Wow. I
Yes.
can totally see that. Well, just a couple of things as you were saying that popped into my head. One of them was there was a time when my husband asked me, we were chatting about something, and he says, well, in the end, nobody really sacrifices for somebody else. Uh, Nobody really would do that. And I said, um, yeah, that's not true. I would, and I know a lot of moms who would sacrifice for somebody else, their children,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't think twice about it, and they would throw themselves in front of the moving train to keep their child off the tracks,
Yes.
or eat
Absolutely.
the poison food rather than having their child grab it, or the list. That's a bad example, but
Yeah.
whatever they could do to be in the way that
Right.
would protect their child, a mom will do. And I love these conversations here and this point because when we feel really proud of being a mom and having that mother pulse.
Right.
That changes the conversation around not only ourselves and how we feel about ourselves and our self-love, but how the world sees us. And it's just a really important conversation. And I am not going to look at myself as a mother in the same way again from this experience, and that's worth a lot.
So
Thank you.
that just made me a little emotional because this project is bringing so much together, Patty. And I just think that we are not very far from finding. I know I talk these big, big things, and it's, sorry, Melanie, if you're there, she just doesn't want me to use the word crazy, but I find I am still in a lack of belief that I'm not talking crazy things. But I think if we go a little far on this path as 100 moms and lead it there, we're not very far from actually finding the solution to start reversing many things in the world. We're not
Mm,
very far. We just need to go where we're being led to. And then once we are there, I know, and we align and we can understand the power. And it doesn't matter whether you had children, you bearing those kids, or you are not, like it's giving birth to them. As women, also, we have that pulse. We have it, right?
mm.
It's only we've started associating with being a mom, oh my God. And that, was I with you when I mentioned that people, we very casually say, oh yeah, now oh, you're pregnant? Wow, come to the world and you'll realize um, what all you'll go through, right? That's the very casual comments we make. We hug each other by saying, come on, welcome to our world, and now you'll have sleepless nights, and now you'll have this, and now you'll have
Mm.
that, and wait till your baby comes. Enjoy yourself before your baby comes, because the baby will come and take away everything. And yes, we're making very casual statement about it, but like I again, if you go back to nature, that rat would know, even if she was not a mom. Like, very, if you see these videos that happen, that sometimes there's a tiger and it's a very, very small baby who's just like very, very small, and they go near and they just leave it and go away. So it happens, in nature, because the understanding of the pulse is rare with them. It doesn't have to be that they need to be moms sometimes. So, but the pulse is there, as you said, to the boy. A pulse is there in the man, who's, because everybody has a mother, and
Mhm.
we are reaching through this concept to the point that once you are aligned, you will know everything. Like, things will open up, and that's the beautiful part. And I'm just looking forward to where we are being led, and I'm just hoping to get all the strength that I can to keep moving and keep believing and not think that I'm crazy. And I have many of you to tell me that, Shikha, you're not crazy, you're going fine. And
You're not crazy. Yes.
I know, but
This
just
is
having
your
this
life calling.
yeah, but just it's awakening happening so fast, and I'm soaking in so much that, for me, like just 2 months back, I was a totally different person, and I have started to see this pulse just so fast that it, it seems I have to keep pinching myself that what is happening is, what are you talking about, and
Mm.
so let's see our comments, Debbie. It's an important conversation. We are so close. Yes, we are. You are far from crazy, Shika Khanna. You're absolutely on point, aligned to our mother pulse. Thanks, Melody, for so much love. Debbie, totally, totally there. Brittany's here as well. And thank you so much for coming and joining us. Oh my God, yes, these all these comments, everybody in the comment is so full of love. They're so full of love, and I'm so glad we are going together to this direction to find out what's happening. What are these downloads that are happening as messages? And it's not only happening to me. Everybody who's going after the interview, this, like you just mentioned, we're not the same. It's all being passed on them, and these are the 100 chosen ones who will see where the secret is of how to. And Melanie is doing that as well. Debbie is doing that as well. Everybody's been doing it, but now we've got the word, the mother pulse, to align ourselves. So let's move forward from there. You are so much about pictures, Patty. You love pictures as well. Let's talk about a little bit of the psychology of pictures that you've got research on, and the fact that you will have to take a self-portrait. And I'll just talk about it because many people need to hear what we're going to talk about. We were talking before we started the interview.
Yes.
So,
Yes. So, how do I feel about that?
what is the
Uh,
research? What is it that you know about pictures that work? Let's tell people about that.
What do I know about pictures? You mean about photography, about
About
photographs?
photography, about positive prime, about what's the research saying that pictures do to us, and you know
Hmm.
you're closer to that, and we will talk
All
about
right.
it. I want
Okay.
all to know about that
Yeah.
for you.
All right. Yes, in the world of positivity, one of the things that has led me to having these conversations is a little tool that I use every day, which is a little tool with a big might, and it's called Positive Prime. And you've been exposed to it thanks to Lucy.
Yes,
And images are impressed on our minds all the time, every day.
right,
Loving faces and beautiful smiles and nature and colors and round shapes that make us feel soft and enveloped. And in a positive prime, what we call a session, in just a few minutes, you have this visual array of images that are scientifically proven to have an impact on you and help you to feel brighter or stronger, or to move away from limiting beliefs, because your subconscious mind can take in some new information when you're not arguing with it.
right,
So in 3 minutes a day, I get to, or I could do it in 10 minutes a day, look at these beautiful images of all these things that help me to grow and develop and move aside from problems, and really feel good in the process. And it's amazing what a world we live in when we can believe that it's good and then see the goodness, and let it just wash over us.
right, right.
So
And and
yeah, I love that.
and what we were talking about, and I think Debbie's here and Melanie's here, and many mothers who will see the replay who don't even comment, but they say that, oh, we are watching every single one of your interviews. So we know many people are watching. Um, I was like, you asked me that, is it okay if somebody is behind the camera and is still curated by us, a self portrait? And this question is asked many times. Then, I want to again impress on this point that if you, anybody, like, if, like, what I am, what my vision inside is, if any of us, including me, really want to benefit from this book, really want to do it, and Melanie has taken this way, Debbie has done it, they need to be with the camera alone. And I'm
Mm,
just again saying it because one more person present behind the camera will still not bring what the camera and you alone will bring, you know, and the kind of freedom you will get. And Melanie, you are a living legend to that. Please comment and tell us what what a liberation it's been to do it just between camera and you, right? We are trying to get an easy way out and say sometimes, it's so difficult, the technical part and everything. And but I am trying to say something totally different here. Not only the picture is important, but the whole process of you and the camera, and being absolutely honest and reaching a point to drop it. The magic happens, Patty. We do not get bad pictures, and Melanie will say it in the comments. Once we reach there, there is no way you get a bad picture of you. It is still the point we've not reached there, and that cannot be reached with somebody, because there'll
mm,
always be somebody else's eyes with our eyes watching us, telling us who we are. And I'm urging, like, I'm not trying to make this project difficult for moms, and I'm trying to say whatever you can, at least curate it fully. If you're very scared of doing it just by yourself, curate it fully. But if you really want to gain and be on the other side, uh, trust me, do it till the time you don't get it, because the minute you get it, there's another landscape that opens of freedom, and so much
mm.
positivity and possibility that you believe in, Patty, is going to come through that. That I can assure you, you will not be the same person again ever. So I just wanted to put that point
I'm looking
across.
forward to that. And you know what I was thinking as you were talking? If we go into our private photo session and we feel the pulse, I'll say that just for myself, not we, I feel the pulse, I believe that it will liberate me to express myself and be myself more for the camera. because there's that kind of that strong urge to be myself because I want to feel my own pulse. And I can really play that in my mind and play that out then when I'm taking pictures.
Right.
So
And Melanie's here. That is so true. Just you and the camera allows us so much freedom. Once you release the resistance, awesome thing happen. And Melanie, I just love her journey with the camera. I just am in awe of what a beautiful woman who is hiding and not wanting to be in front of not even a like a regular Zoom session. Melanie, first time I met her and she like, I think Melanie, switch on your camera. I want to see who you are because you're talking such beautiful things. And she's like, really? You want me to switch on my camera? And she laughed and she was laughing away, putting all her hair okay. I still remember saying, you really want to see me? I'm like, yeah, I want to see
oh,
who you are. And I want to see because you're talking such beautiful things. And that's how me and Melanie also had a journey together. And we did it. And Melanie is like the queen. And somebody told her, can you imagine? Kavita told her that Melanie, you're so beautiful. You should be in the cover of Vogue. And Melanie is like, because what emerged out of Melanie is what I want to emerge out of so many, this thing. And at 50, Melanie was, and like Melanie, I can see is going to places. And it's not because of that any technical help or whatever. It's the chatter that stopped. It's the friend
mm,
that we made with the camera, and then we said, you and me together on this journey, and let's do it. Because if I just tell you to put a camera, you, not you but anybody, and say here's a camera and start dancing, you will be so odd. Like, it's so unbelievable. A static non-living thing can make us feel so odd just to even dance alone with it. And then we will quickly go and see and delete, 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 rather than seeing the process and say, all right, it's not so nice, we've not reached there, but we will. And once we reach there, it's unbelievable. um, and Melanie is laughing and she's putting this thing because totally Melanie, today's Melanie day. Debbie's also here, but Melanie, I have seen her just doing it in 6 to 8 weeks. And she's her 50th birthday. Melanie was like posing like a queen, and she's just unstoppable, and she is unstoppable. And you see her interview with me also. There's this bright red background. Melanie's like, so many people told me Melanie is so amazing. So Melanie, your day today, because I am so proud of the fact that from that girl, like the moment she's saying, I can't even switch on. I want everybody to release that because it's an unnecessary burden. It's just an unnecessary burden. And I'm not saying that. And then I've got a question as well, Patty. One of the mothers said, so yeah, it's very interesting on my research. One of the moms said, yeah, you're right. I've just spent $4,000 and I still don't relate to the person that I was brought out by. I should be, it's better if I look a little ugly because I'll be more real. And I said, well, I'm not talking about you looking ugly at all. I'm talking about you finding and working a little so that you can find the beautiful you, who,
mm,
like the
yeah,
real
yeah.
you. And I'm not like, then it went on another tangent as a misunderstanding that, are you trying to say that even if you're looking bad, we should come? You will look bad because you are feeling bad, and then the camera will capture it. Your shoulders are going to be tight, your jaw is going to be tight, your everything is going to be tight, and that creates that bad picture, that stress. When you're enjoying and when you're doing, your whole body is in rhythm. Even if you're with your tied up oily hair with no eyeliners, makeup, or nothing, and you're a smiling picture, you would be shining more than most models, I can guarantee. Because that whole light comes across. So, again, trying to make this message very clear and the purpose why we are doing self portrait. Because these 100 moms who we're trying to take towards the pulse need to be first liberated from all the stuff that they're holding on, and feel the free and feel like goddesses, and then come and say, I'm a mom. So, just like that rat, don't mess with me. I'm a mom and I exactly know what I'm talking about. So, don't tell me that I don't know. I know how to take care of myself. I know where my children need to go. I know what I have to bring to this world. I have a responsibility as a keeper of the pulse. We will know all that instinctively, and it will show in our body, in our pictures, and everything. So, and I love the fact you're excited. So, what do you think about? your
So
journey now going to happen with the camera. Are you excited about that?
I wasn't as excited before we talked as I am right now because I see this is it. And there was a woman in my community who was uh, doing photography, and her brand was about having a woman have one picture of herself that she really loves. And she contacted me frequently to have my picture taken by her, and I just didn't care for her work. I didn't feel that there was that kind of life eruption in the pictures.
Right.
And so I just really haven't pursued that at all. And now you talk about this, and it really sounds fun. And the idea of being private, about being me and the camera to play and experience and explore and all of that sounds liberating.
It will be, and
And
I'm
I,
here to help you. I'm
yeah, I think it's great. And 100 moms who are everything else. Uh, they have all these roles to play and all these words that describe them. And when they take these pictures, me included, it's just going to be me.
yes.
And that's
By
exciting.
me, by me. You know.
Yes, there,
It's by
what could be better?
yes.
So I totally love that whole idea, and you've sold me on it with your own passion and belief in this is how it works.
Thank you so
So
much. And Debbie is here as well. Believe me, Debbie has been going again and again because I remember introducing this concept to Debbie even before this book came up. And I was calling her, and she called me, and she had her granddaughter hanging, trying to, and she was talking to me. And I saw Debbie's face like going, whoop, what are you talking? Because she's a photographer. And she's like, I'm going to jump in to do this. And then Debbie's been going again and again and again. And she's like, it's cloudy today. It's that. And she has been making so many efforts to not only support me, I am like totally supported and loved. And the way Debbie and Lucy are bringing, like these two women, I have no words. Like, I want to just go and meet them and give them a tight hug because I'm like, what are you seeing in me that you both are like on both the sides pushing me forward and saying, girl, go ahead, and this is the next, and embracing it and moving forward. And believe me, I've like not having a mother, I think I'm blessed with the mother energy even more. And this is what the Mother Pulse does, what Debbie and Lucy are doing. Again, coming back to the point, you don't have
mm,
to give birth to me to feel that motherly thing to push me forward. You have to, just have it in you because the Mother Pulse does that. She takes charge and she says, hey girl, go ahead, and I believe in you, and we're doing it, and we're going to do it together. You're not alone. And that's what Debbie is brought to this organization. That's what Lucy is doing. And yes, all mothers are doing it, but Debbie, Lucy are two of my, you know, like people I look up to, and I'm like, yeah, both of them are there. I'm moving forward, and they are such an inspiration. And they're definitely two people I will take the flight when I start leaving this country post COVID. I will start taking the flight and meeting them. And I don't know if Debbie is there to hear this, but I want her to definitely know that I totally love her for that. Um, so let's wrap this up
yep,
and
yep.
go forward to say, what is Patty's dreams? What's the dream that Patty has?
Wow, it's such a big question. And like I said earlier, dreams come and go. Some don't get fulfilled, and our life takes a different path, and a new dream comes up. And so for me, dreams are possibilities. Dreams are moving and in flow. And like this dream of your project, it wasn't in you, or maybe it was in you, but you didn't know it until it was discovered. And so when I think about what my dream is and what my vision is, I really believe that connecting connecting people and bringing greater levels of love and peace to the world is as important as anything I could do. And I have a peaceful spirit, and I just think that we can love on more people, and maybe that's the mom energy or the mom pulse. But whether it's with the mosaic effect or something else that I bring together, I think that's part of my dream, and my purpose is to help others to believe that those things are possible
Correct.
and to go after them. And I want to be one of the people who does that because I'm called to do that.
Wow. Beautiful. I'm really waiting for many, many things to happen. And what I love about you, Patty, is your face lights up like a little girl when a new possibility is there. And that's why you're a perfect possibility coach, because like a little girl getting excited about that new journey that she's going to take. Your thinking, your face lights up with wanting to do. Hello, boys. We have a live going on. You guys can sit here, but we have to speak. Yeah, sorry. I had to tell my put the boys here. Um, so uh, I was just saying something to you. I was just saying that I see this little that this light up thing of possibility, and that's why I feel you're a perfect possibility coach, because that's how excited somebody needs to be about possibility. And again, we as 100 moms are going towards possibility. So I wish you all the luck, Patty. And I'm really waiting for your picture, because after a little time, I've seen somebody excited about what I've sold them on the concept of wanting to take a picture. And, I'm pushing it even more because I know something amazing is about to happen. So,
Mm,
I'm
thank
really
you.
waiting for a picture. Patty. I'm really, really doing that, and we shall end this live here. It's late for you, but a lot of beginnings, like the beginning is just there on the corner. Many things are going to happen, and I totally loved the conversation with you 2 days back, and I totally loved it today. See, by the time when I started, I was this like with heavy cold and everything, but I feel so uplifted, and thanks for bringing that energy here. And welcome to the book, Patty. So looking
Oh,
forward to you being
I'm
here.
so glad. And I look forward now that I only learned about this project through Lucy a week ago to go back and listen to all the other interviews because it is going to be very special for me to discover what everyone else wants to bring to the world as with their mom pulse and their mom dreams. And they're just the best. So thank you.
And
I'm honored to be here.
many, many great interviews are there. You must go, and I'm putting all of
Will.
them on YouTube, because I think this conversation must be done and must be heard more than any conversation at this point, because you know it's I'm glad that I've used the interview way of doing it, because you will be amazed what, like that rat, so many mothers have done the things that they've done to save their
Mm.
children, or to be them, or to be the mother, or to be so many, many great interviews for sure. And your 65th, wow, 35 more coming in just after you. So
And however I can support you in the ongoing days till you get to 100, please call on me. This is a wonderful tribe and a wonderful movement, and I'm so
thank you
glad to
so
be
much.
here.
Thank you so much, Patty. You're already doing a lot by
Much
trusting in
love.
it, and not, as Melanie says, not thinking I'm crazy. So
Yeah. No, no, no. Yeah, crazy anyway. Isn't crazy good?
yeah, it's a good thing. But
Yeah.
Melody is very protective about me, and sometimes she says, I use these words for myself, which I shouldn't, because this is a great thing. But just
Thank
the
you.
fact that all of you are trusting me without knowing me, and you can see what I'm doing, that itself is a big gift for me. Very, very big. Till now, not even one mom has said, when I've spoken to them, that we don't want to be part of it, or we don't think that this is going well. That's a
Oh,
big blessing. Not one said, just keep the phone down, Shikha. What are you talking about? Not one. And I've spoken to more than 150 moms. Not one has told me. So my belief is only becoming stronger the more I'm talking, because I know everybody knows. They've just not had the conversation about it. And now the world will know through this project. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much. It's hard to end because
And
words don't complete it, but faces and visions of the future do. So I look forward to getting that picture taken and sending it off and seeing your face with all the women coming in and you saying, I love it, I love it, I love it. You're
oh yeah,
wonderful.
yeah. It lights up my day for sure. And I'm going to
Yes, you're light.
stop the live. Don't go away.
Okay.
Bye bye,
Bye.
Melody. Bye bye, Debbie.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll
Thank
see you.
you.
Yeah.
Much love.
No, don't go away. I'm just sorry.